Today we're continuing our discussion of how we know with no reasonable doubt that acetaminophen exposure in babies and small children that are susceptible is causing many, if not most, cases of autism. So today we're talking about line of evidence number 13 out of 20. And line of evidence number 13 is all about the fact that this drug is assumed to be safe by many people, but was never actually proven to be safe. So when I started doing this research about a decade ago, we constantly encounter this belief among the scientific community and among the medical community that this drug is safe. Everybody knows it's safe. You're wasting your time looking at this. This can't be reasonable. Well, it turns out there is a way to test and find out if a drug was ever actually proven safe. So what you do is you go through the medical literature, you find thousands of papers saying it's safe, and they're out there. I mean, you look in the medical literature, it says, when used as directed, this drug is safe. All right, but then it's supposed to give you something called a citation or a reference that goes back to an actual study that shows it was safe. And now everyone's like, oh, well, was there an actual study there? And the answer, as you probably guessed, is no, there was not. So there were 52 studies that were done when you condense all these thousands of paper down. 52 studies that were done that said it was safe, but they only checked for what we call liver function. Now, liver function is something that in adults, taking acetaminophen is very important, because in adults, which are different than babies, in adults, if you get too much acetaminophen, it will damage your liver. Well, it turns out that acetaminophen doesn't usually target the liver of very young individuals. It targets the brain. We know that from studies in laboratory animals and with associations in humans. So they were just looking at the wrong thing and making a very, very bad assumption, which was, even in the 1960s, they knew not to do this. They knew, do not assume that a baby is just a small adult. Do not assume that a baby reacts with drugs the same way that adults do. But yet, if you trace down all of this belief that acetaminophen is safe, it comes down to just a bunch of studies showing that it doesn't affect the liver of babies. So bottom line is, a mistake was made. All of our modern studies are showing that yes, the drug is dangerous in babies and small children, especially susceptible ones, and it affects the brain, not the liver. So the bottom line is, this belief that it's safe, it's false, is line of evidence number 13, that it's all based on a false assumption.